Alright, hey guys, what's going on? Needs more drums here back in City Skylines 2, and I know it's been a little while. It's, the Thanksgiving holiday. I hope you all had a nice Thanksgiving. And Farming Simulator 25 came out, so I've been playing that a lot and trying to, get some content together to release pretty soon for that as well. But I'm finally back in City Skylines 2, and I couldn't have picked a more perfect time to get back into the game. So as of when this video is going to be released, I assume that the newest content creator packs will be out. I think it's like the urban promenades and the modern architecture creator packs and add-ons. But then as of the time I'm recording this, we got another region asset pack, and this is the UK pack. And if you haven't seen what's included in this pack, go check it out. It's awesome. I mean, all of the homes look great. There's so much variety. They have low density homes that will probably add to the city. The service buildings look awesome. I mean, there's literally something for every build, every style. It's going to be so useful and so versatile, and everything just looks amazing, and there's so much included. So I'm really excited to make use of those in this build somehow, but that might not be today. We do have some things that we got to get done today that don't involve, trying to experiment with new asset packs or anything like that. But definitely in the future, they will come in handy. So today's build, we are going to focus on expanding out our industry and creating some more workplaces for our citizens. So we spent a lot of time in the last episode, like with residential expansion, kind of cleaning up some of these areas like on this side of the city. And I'm really happy with a lot of the results. I think this main road here looks really good. We have some city service buildings that we added in. I just think this looks fantastic, and I'm really loving how this turned out. So today, though, we need to jump over. I'm actually going to jump over here into this empty spot. And I'm thinking, given the current sizes of the city and the fact that we're only making 2,000, oh my gosh, that's not great. We're only making 2,000 bucks. And so I don't really want to worry about trying to buy another tile at the moment. So we're going to make use of the space that we already have, and then we can always like push out some industry later. So this area right here is going to be a nice industrial area for us. We have this natural little waterway here that I'm going to kind of expand out here, create more like a mini port, so to speak, just a nice coastal area, kind of like something like how we have over here. And I am going to detail this up too. So that's another plan for today, is to detail up the existing industry area and then zone this new one over here. And I'm hoping that we'll be able to reduce our unemployment rate, because if we look at the population statistics, we have almost a 25% unemployment rate, which is not ideal. So I don't want to have that keep happening. And now you can see, yeah, we're actually losing money somehow, which is not great. Are we importing services? Maybe. Oh no, we're still exporting. That's good. Okay, well, I don't know. We'll see what's going on here, but either way, we probably don't need 100% police coverage either, but whatever. Actually, you know what? I'm going to bring that down a bit. Bring that down to like 80. That should bring us back up. And in terms of taxes, I like where they're at. We're going to keep them this way. So yeah, so there's also some cool signature buildings with the UK asset pack that I'm sure we're going to use. And hopefully, in the next episode, we can actually start developing our main street. And I know I kept these areas here for some city services and, kind of focal points of the city. So I'm sure that we're going to be able to make use of some of these. We can make, a little commercial sector here eventually once we get some demand. But in order to get that demand, we need jobs so that people can spend their money. So let's go and jump over here and just kind of clean this area up a bit in terms of terrain. Yeah, so I think something like that will look really nice for now. And we can expand on this a little bit later on if we need to. But let's grab some roads and just make a little bit of a grid layout here. And I realize that this isn't a perfect 90 with this. Actually, that's pretty close. That's pretty close. We're gonna use that as our guideline. Just kind of drag this out like so. And this may not be the biggest area, but I think it's going to be a really important one. And so what I'm thinking here is that I want to kind of connect. I want to make this avenue, this Applegate Street here, this main street. I want to bridge. This is going to be our train track. And so I actually want to have this come around this way and then can serve as kind of a main road that will line up with this hillside here as we expand out over here. So I'm going to just kind of give like a rough guideline right here and just see if I can kind of make something that will look somewhat decent. And there we go. I'm liking that for now, and I'm actually going to go ahead and disconnect kind of those little connections to the road, since that's going to be our track. We don't want people actually driving on these, and I'll do the same here as well. That's looking a bit better. And so I'm liking just the size of this. I think we're going to fill kind of this area up here up to this main street. Just going to have this come around here as well. And I'm thinking this is going to be a popular intersection for us too. So what we're going to do here actually is we're going to make the framework kind of for something a little bit different. I think I want to bring this road around, and I'm wondering if I'm going to 90 it here or if I should keep it at an angle to make something kind of cool for a different grid. And I think I got my answer. I think I'm going to just take this road straight through here. And then once we get rid of this landfill, this will kind of serve as another connection into our highway. And what's going to be useful about that is that this eventually is probably going to be turned into a highway as well. So we'll have that existing connection already where people can go right into the city from there. And then we'll probably have some other highway access over here in the future. But for now, that'll be kind of the main route through the center of the city. So let's go ahead and just drag that out. And for that, we'll use this 4-lane road here, but I think I might change that actually. And I know this is not permanent. We will wait to get rid of this landfill eventually and move that, and then let this, this is all going to be redeveloped at a later point in time. But for now, this is what we're working with, so this is what we're going to do. I'm also going to make this into a roundabout because I think this would constitute a roundabout, definitely, given just how big this area is. And I actually might go a step further as to make a couple of little offshoot roads here, only because this turn is really, really tight, and I'm worried that it's going to be a little bit too tight for people to navigate. So we'll do the same over here. And yeah, I kind of like that. Kind of like it. It might not be efficient, but we'll make it work. And what I think I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually disconnect this right turn from here. Let me do that now before I forget. I don't know if that's working, but I know that for a fact I am going to disconnect the left turn from there, and that seems to work. Yeah, we're going to disconnect that left turn and that left turn because we don't want people cutting in through here to go like through this street. And same with this one here. We're going to disconnect that left turn so people have to go straight through here. That makes sense to me. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Okay, cool. So we'll see if that works. I may have just messed something up. I don't really know, but we'll figure it out. Now that we have this intersection established, let's jump into laying out this industrial area. So as I typically do in my industry, in my industrial areas, I like to just use these alleyways over roads. I think they just look a little bit cleaner. We probably will have one road that cuts through here, and I think, what I'm actually going to do? I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to bring a road straight through here. Actually, I'll go over one more to give that bigger grid. And then we're going to actually upgrade these alleyways here so that this can connect to the avenue. And because I want the higher traffic flow into this connection. All right, so I'm liking that for now. So I think we're going to go ahead and actually start zoning out some of this. And I might leave this a little bit blank and not zone right up to the road, because I don't know if I want the industry to come all the way up to the avenue. I might want to leave some room for offices or for some trees or something like that. So I'm just going to zone something kind of like kind of like this for now. And as you can see, this is this is actually increasing our demand. Interesting. Okay, so we're gonna keep on zoning some industry here, I guess. I may just fill out this whole area because, you know, why not? All right, finally, it looks like demand is kind of tapered off. So we'll leave that for now. We'll leave some of these zones, you know, here for now, just in case people decide to move in a little bit later. Hopefully this will bring our income up. Not sure if it will, but we'll see. And now let's move on to actually our other area, and I want to do a little bit of detailing. So what I've kind of thought about is if we could use in the vanilla game, I'm really trying to adhere to vanilla for this. And so in the vanilla game, there's no function to actually build key walls. And so I'm wondering if we bring the terrain right up against, you know, the roads, and if we were able to use the surface tool to maybe make some concrete, and if that would actually give the illusion of a key wall from at least a little bit of a distance. I'm not confident, but I think it might be worth just trying it. So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna figure it out. So let's just kind of jump in here, and while this industry is coming into the city, let's just jump in and do a little bit of experimenting and see if this will work. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm kind of not a fan. I kind of almost prefer just like having the having it go right up against here like this. It's just the way that the terrain works with like some of the shadows and stuff is a little bit just doesn't look too great. And I'm trying to eliminate that as best I can, but overall I think we're just gonna leave. We're gonna table this for now, and I'm gonna get rid of these because I just don't really like the way that looks. If you guys think differently, feel free to leave a comment. But for me personally, I just don't think it really does the job. And honestly, like for what it's worth, that's kind of fine for now. It's more about the shape that I care about rather than the actual terrain surface. And then here, I think we just might put like a couple of bushes. We'll just leave that kind of jutting out there into the water. And then here, the reason that I zoned, I kind of expanded this a little bit because I want to actually zone some industry here. I think that this is kind of like wasted space at the moment. And just having the industry kind of go right up there, that seems to make sense to me. So we'll leave that, we'll let that grow a little bit. Same with this spot here. I think we can do with some industry right here. Also, I realized that there's like no parking in this whole workplace, so I did leave a couple of spots thinking about some parking lots. And since we seem to be making a boatload of cash now, so I might actually go through and add some of those. And just a couple of small ones. So I'm thinking like maybe something, even just a modest parking lot would be nice, or a small parking lot. The small parking lot actually looks good here because it's got that gated entry. Whereas like it doesn't really look too good in many other areas of the city, but for what it's worth, it looks pretty good in the industrial zone. So I might put a couple of these down here. Yeah, and I'm not afraid to add a little bit of decoration to some of these parking lots because, I hate the stigma that industrial areas have to be completely disgusting. And, you figure like if there was probably a building here at one point that got torn down and maybe the city is making an effort to, you know, at least add some greenery into the industrial space. So we're going to leave that like that for now and jump back over to this side. And I think here, I don't think I'm going to add a parking lot here. It should be fine if I just zone over this. So I might do just that. Actually, I will tell you what, I'll add a tiny parking lot. And then this little spot here, I'm not sure why I didn't zone that. It's kind of weird that I didn't do that, but we'll fill those in even though they won't probably develop. But in case this levels up, you can take advantage of that entire area there. So yeah, I'm a lot happier now with this industrial. Oh, wait, I did forget to do this. Just remember, let me just go ahead and level these out. Yeah, and yeah, I really hate this. I genuinely hate this, but it is what it is, right? I guess we'll just have to deal with it for now. But yeah, that just looks terrible. Oh my gosh, we're just gonna pretend like that doesn't exist because from a bird's eye view, doesn't look too bad. Gotta say, looks decent. And over here, we'll give it the same treatment in a second. And that second, I guess we'll just be right now because I'll probably forget to do it. So, and yeah, I'll say it. I hate the fact that key walls are not a vanilla function of the game. I think it sucks. I think that should not be the case, but here we are. So we'll live with it. In terms of what to do with the rest of this area, so we do have an industrial demand, so I am going to go ahead and fill out some more industry, and I'll actually make use of one of these bigger parking lots maybe here since we have the space for it. Then I'll just fill this out with some more buildings. So you could actually see that we're having a little bit of commercial demand now, which is great. And our unemployment is at 3%. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, I'm really happy with that. So that's great. We can actually jump back over to another part of the city and maybe work on some of these like commercial areas that I kind of kept open. So this area right here, I wanted to keep this open for a commercial, kind of a little commercial center. And, it's not the easiest to make these in City Skylines 2 just because of the way that some of that, like without mods, but I'm gonna try my best. And so the way that I'm thinking I could do this is if I put down, I'm going for something kind of a little bit more American here. So I'm thinking if I put down like, a couple of these big parking lots, particularly these medium ones look nicely, or not look nicely, work nicely. The wide one might even work pretty well. Two of the medium ones, like one right here and then one right here. It looks like it'll fit nicely with this road. And we could kind of have something like, let's try something like this. And I know it doesn't look great. I know this terrain is not level, but that's why I kind of kept these gaps. We're going to cover that up. So now we could just go ahead and zone out some of these buildings, and I think this shouldn't look too bad. I want to avoid any with parking. So I think if I keep it to the 5 deep, some of these hopefully won't have parking. But let's see. Let's zone and figure it out. And where'd all my demand go? My demand is just gone. That's fantastic. All right. Well, I guess we'll wait for those to develop then. In the meantime, I guess I'll just clean up this parking lot real quick and make this look a little bit better. And yes, I know my flower bush row over there is a little bit askew, but you know what? It's fine. Cities aren't perfect. I don't care. Yeah, that'll be nice when these trees grow a little bit more. It'll nicely kind of hide some of this this terrain imperfection here. And if you don't look closely, you won't really notice it. So we're just not gonna look closely. But okay. So I like that. What I don't like are these medium density buildings. I think these look all very similar and I kind of hate them, but we'll come back to that a little bit later. This is zoned out for commercial, which is great. This I said we're going to make into a park, and I think we should go ahead and do that because we have, again, some more disposable income. And how's unemployment doing? 2.9. Awesome. So we can get away with doing some more residential development pretty soon. which I think we actually might do. And you know what? So there's going to be two things that I want to do before we wrap up the episode. One is going to be to we're going to make this a little park area and kind of a centerpiece for this community. And then two, we're going to jump over here, and this here, I know I said I was saving this for something, and I think I know what that something is. I think I'm going to turn this into kind of like a cool apartment complex, and I want to make use of some of the asset packs, some of the region packs that we have again. So we're going to jump back to this, but for right now, let's go ahead and focus on this park real quick. All right, and there's our nice little park, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to add the manicured grass. I'm kind of nervous because I think that it might overwrite all the stuff from the park. Yeah, can't do that. So I gotta go around these buildings. It's a little bit frustrating, but we'll manage. That worked out well. Now let's try the other one. See if I get lucky. Oh, come on. There we go. Nice. All right. That doesn't look too bad. I can't complain about that, actually. I thought that would turn out absolutely horrible. So, nice. Good. All right. We got that area done. We have that other kind of park area over here done. Some very nice centerpieces for the city. I'm loving this. And we have a commercial building, and it has no parking. Look at that. Perfect. Exactly what I wanted. That's awesome. So we'll wait to see if, that develops any further. But for now, as one last thing for this episode, I want to jump over to this area over here and make a cool little apartment complex. And so there are some buildings that I know that we could use to do this. And I'm really, really excited for this because I've been waiting for buildings like this for a long time. And we finally got them. So I don't even think I used the French asset pack yet in this city. And that's what we're going to use right now. We're not going to use the UK one, but we are going to use the French one. So if we go into the French low rent housing, I think that they're 2x4s. And if we zone out some of these 2x4 buildings, we should get these cool like tenement style buildings. And I really, really like these. I think they look fantastic in a development like this. And it's exactly what we need right here. So The only problem is that this grid is an odd sized grid. So I'm not sure how this is going to look, but let me just see if these are even the right ones. And I think that they are. And then just for kicks, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to see what building pops up here. And I feel like that's not the right way that I want. There we go. Let's try that. Let's try this. I think you'll see what I'm trying to do here in a second, but I think this might actually work out pretty well, and it might be kind of cool. And then here on the corners, we could probably add some additional commercial buildings or something, or office buildings. But we'll see what kind of happens with once these develop first. Yes, and that is exactly what I wanted. We have this cool housing complex. We have this U-shaped building that wraps around, and then these cool little individual tenement style ones. I love it. I love it. What a cool thing when you enter into the city. You have some affordable housing here. It's within, walking distance of this office park, walking distance of the elementary school. Maybe some teachers live here. It's not by any industrial area, so I guess, maybe it might not make a ton of sense to be low rent housing, but hey, maybe some people work in like some shops and everything. You know what? Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll add some commercial zones around here, just kind of on these corner lots, because I was thinking about adding some medium density housing, but I think that it would kind of ruin the effect of this area, and I just don't think it really fits right here. So actually, we're just gonna zone out big commercial lot, another big commercial lot, and then what we'll do here is we'll actually just connect up some pathways to make this look a little bit better. And that's kind of weird that that's doing that, but okay, I guess we'll leave it. And there we go. I'm liking the way that's looking. We have some commercial buildings popping up here. You have another one popping up here. Hopefully these give me the ones that I want. These I don't really care if they have parking or not, because they are in these corner lots. So I guess if they really have parking, it's not the end of the world. But yeah, I'm really happy with how some of these areas turned out. And again, I know this wasn't some huge, massive expansion episode, so I'm sorry about that, but that might be the next one. We have this big area here that I'm dying to expand out to this area. And I know that we have this landfill here that's just such a nuisance. I really just wish that would go away. But we are making some money to where we can maybe start investing in some tiles, and maybe that dream will come a reality pretty soon. And we have this area that I want to expand out to. I want to make sure that we can get some industry kind of pushed out this way. So just out of curiosity, before we end the episode, well, this is all one tile. That's somebody is laying on their horn outside right now. That's hilarious. But this is fantastic. I think if we purchase this, we might be able to expand out our industry and really make use of this space pretty well. Yeah, that's going to be on the agenda for sure, because industrial expansion is going to be much needed very soon. And I'd rather get ahead of that than trying to cram it into areas that I want to, where I want to build something else. Like I don't want to put any over here because I want that to be residential. But if we put it here, if we buy this and put it here, it'll be great. And then we can expand out some residential over here and just kind of keep going back and forth. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Really excited about that. But I'm also really happy with how some of these small areas turned out. We have a nice little residential development. Look at these commercial buildings that just popped up right here. Those look perfect. Awesome. Perfect for the space. This area just looks really, really good now. I'm happy with that. I'm really happy with that. And again, it's just, you know, you don't need to make these entirely themed neighborhoods. Just pop in the region buildings kind of here and there to kind of blend in with some of the other buildings. You know, making use of the building styles, I think it really helps. So I like how that turned out. I like how all of this is turning out, to be honest. This is really starting to be a cool city, and I'm really excited about it. But that's enough talking for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all have a great rest of your week, and hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving holiday from the States. If you're not from the States, I just hope you had a great weekend anyway. And I will talk to you guys in the next episode. Peace out.